Joe, we're speaking up on the end of the second international break of the season. How good was it to see so many of your players away representing their countries over the last week or so?
Yeah, it was wonderful. You know, they've put in some really good performances too. I think just having the strong presence in the national teams is always good for us. I think it just shows that the levels that we are getting to and the levels that the players are continually playing at week in, week out. So yeah, just to have those players go away and you know, showcase their talents on the biggest stage is great for us.
Of course, some of the results weren't what the players wanted, but how much will use that experience in playing against top players as well, help them for moving forward at club level?
Yeah, it's always a learning curve. Obviously, you're going to go away on international standards and step up slightly. You know, playing against some of the best players in the world. So it's great to see them test themselves and equip themselves for those tests, putting in some good individual performances as well, I think. Not necessarily the results, but yeah, being able to go away and showcase their talents and continually learn is all we can ask.
Yeah, and you headed into the international break off the back of that massive result against Celtic. How's the time been off for you? It must have been nice to head into it top of the table as well.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. We knew that was going to be the carrot there at the end of the game to win and going into the break unbeaten, sitting top of the league, and which is, you know, the perfect position for us to be in. That's what we want to do. But you know, we know the work doesn't stop. We've not took our foot off the gas this week, having the players that are in. They've worked really, really, really hard. You know, standards have been very good. Quality of training has been very, very good, and I just expect that to be added to when the players are back from international break.
Yeah, you're now back preparing for league action. How much is the focus now on trying to maintain that position you now find yourselves in, and challenging the players to keep pushing on to where you've got to now?
Yeah, that's the main thing for us, is the consistency. Keep going forward. Keep producing performances, keep producing, you know, points on the board, and playing a certain way and learning our new way of playing and our new style and adapting to that, as well as not being predictable and bringing something different week in, week out with the players that we've got. Having the squad back together is huge for us. Most players are now back from injury. We've just got a couple now that are still on the sidelines waiting to come back in, but we're looking really, really strong, and just being able to grow week in, week out and kick on for the rest of the season. We're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you're back at Broadwood this weekend too for the first time since mid-September. You'll be looking forward to getting back there in front of the supporters, and you touched on how much they helped you in the Celtic game as well.
Yeah, our fans have been unreal, home and away. It'll be good for us to get back to a home game to see that support, especially after the Celtic game away. You know, I kept watching the goal back at the end there, just for the noise of the crowd. It was unreal. So you know, we do feel it, we do hear it, and we just want to keep putting on those performances and scoring some goals for our fans.
There's now been a full round of fixtures since you did take over in the summer. How much would you assess how much you've learned and about the team and how they've adapted to you obviously coming in? Yeah,
we knew it was always going to be a process, and a way of playing was going to take time to adapt to. But I think I've alluded to it previously that I've been really, really impressed with the squad and individuals, how well they've adapted and took on new way of a way of playing. So yeah, I think I always thought it was going to take a little bit longer than what it did. There's still always learning to do, but the amount that they have took on board and the attitude that they've shown to be willing and wanting to change and wanting to be better is the biggest thing for me. So I think we just need to continue with that. We'll never settle. There'll always be something that we can be better at. We always want to thrive to be the best, and that starts within our camp. So yeah, that's what we're going to keep pushing for in this next round of games, and hopefully continue the run that we're on.
Yeah, and you take on Spartans this Sunday, who you face in the opening game of the season, of course. What can you learn from that day? It was obviously a strong start to the campaign. You'll be looking for more of the same.
Yeah, it was strong for us, but they've also got better as the league's gone on as well. They've had some close calls in games as well. They've run teams close, so no game's easy. As we've said, they can play a few different styles of play, different ways of playing, different formations. So we'll see what they can pose against us, but as always we'll look at what we can do to them. But as I said, no game's easy. We'll be looking to continue our form and hopefully get 3 points. Yeah,
and just lastly, this momentum that the team's been on and have created with the fantastic run of form, is that just the focus now in maintaining that and taking each game as it comes?
Yeah, we have to. We can't take our foot off the gas. We need to make sure that we're pushing forward and keep pushing each other, and I think that definitely helps with having a bigger squad now, having players fit and available and pushing each other, knowing that we've really got, you know, 2 people for each position. That we look at teams, sometimes we make a decision on selection, and you look at the players on the bench and you could easily fit them into a starting 11. So there wouldn't be no qualms with with who plays, but we've just got to make sure that we're picking the right players for the right games, and the players are continuing to train really well throughout the week to hopefully get their chance on a Sunday.